Up next on End of the Day Beer Review, we're going to be looking at Salted Caramel Morticia. This is an Imperial Stout brewed with milk, sugar, salted caramel, and vanilla, coming in at 10.1% ABV. Check it out. Hi everybody, it's Rich. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, thanks for stopping by. If you've recently subscribed, I really appreciate that. If you like this review, hit that like button, subscribe, comment, all that helps the channel. Today, we're going back and we are looking at a variant of Morticia, which is an Imperial Stout that's put out by Barrier Brewing Company. Barrier Brewing Company is a Long Island brewery, and one of my friends brought this one over. I think this one was James, so James, thank you. And this is their salted caramel variant of the Morticia Imperial Stout, which I have reviewed on this channel before. Now this says that it's brewed with milk, sugar, salted caramel, or caramel, I guess, depending on how you say it, and vanilla. And it comes in at 10.1% ABV. Now I do like Barrier's can art. I hope it's coming through. There is Morticia on the can. I think the can art looks really good. Now I remember thinking that the original Morticia was good, but it wasn't anything that I was, like overwhelmed by. I thought it was a very solid Imperial Stout. So this variant has some stuff in it that I like a lot. In particular, it has vanilla. I'm also a caramel fan, so this should be interesting. I am going to use my stout glass for it. Now, with the opening of that beer, I do not smell anything right off the bat. Actually, well, I don't smell anything overwhelming. I am using the stout glass, which I have cleaned meticulously, so I'm hoping that it'll look that way on camera. Let's pour it. And this pours really, really dark. Dark brown to black. And it does look like it has a good amount of viscosity to it. Now I'm not pouring light either, so it has a very, very dark black beer. About 2 fingers of head. I will say this, the bar is now filled with a very sweet, boozy sort of smell. So I'm getting the roastiness that I associate with every stout that I drink, but there's a sweetness there. I'm getting a hint of vanilla. I'm not getting the caramel yet, but I'm assuming that's a little harder to get. I'm also, yeah, this smells like a dessert beer or a pastry stout, which is nice. I sort of like that. It's funny, I actually reviewed a different beer that I was going to use as my first beer of 2024, but the review really wasn't good, so I'm going to save that one. I'm hoping this one's going to turn out great. If not, this won't be the first review of 2024 either. This has a really nice sweet aroma to it. And I'm getting a lot of that vanilla. So, most important thing, of course, is going to be how it tastes. I guess maybe I am getting a hint of that caramel aroma, but I'm not quite sure there. It's more of a sort of sweetness that I'm getting out of this, which could also be the milk sugar. All right, most important thing, let's give it a taste. Okay, I'll say this. I like this more than the base version of Morticia. There's the roastiness on your tongue as you drink it. So the stout is there. It's lying on the bottom of all of these tasting notes. There's clear caramel there. In fact, a lot of it, especially as it goes down your throat, you're getting it as sort of the carbonation is causing the flavor to sort of burst in your sinus cavities. But what's really nice is there's a nice mellow sweetness to this also. Now, it does say salted caramel. And I'm not getting any salt or brine flavor to this at all. What I'm getting is a roastiness, almost that coffee sort of roast that you get from a good stout. I'm also getting the caramel about mid-tongue to the back of the tongue, and an overall generic sweetness in the middle. That's probably the milk sugar. But you know, it's funny. It's not as sweet as some of the pastry stouts that I've had. So, you know, it's not a super sweet beer. So I wouldn't call this like a dessert beer. This is definitely a stout you could enjoy with a meal. And the Morticia base is really there. In fact, it's a nice roast, almost bitterness in the middle of the tongue that's sort of offset by that sweetness and that caramel flavor. And just a hint, only now am I starting to get a bit of the vanilla that I smelled in the nose in the actual beer itself. So very enjoyable beer. You know, is this, and just now 3 or 4 sips in, am I starting to get a little bit of the alcohol right about here and into my stomach. So yeah, this is very enjoyable. But not what I would consider a pastry stout, which is really surprising to me. In fact, the bitterness of the roast sort of offsets the sweetness in such a way that, like I said, you could have this with a meal. Now, is it my favorite stout of all time? No, it's not. Is it good? Yeah, I think it is pretty good. And you know, for 10.1% alcohol, it is not overwhelmingly boozy. I mean, the alcohol's there. It's not hidden like I've gotten in some of the Equilibrium pastry stouts where you just don't taste it. It's also not overwhelming like I got in, like, I recently did a review of 1050 by Oscar Blues Brewery, which I thought just tasted like, you know, booze. So this is enjoyable. Now, is it something I'm gonna hunt up again? Probably not. If I saw it on tap in a restaurant, I would definitely get it. If I were to go and, you know, see this in, you know, in the local distributor, would I pick up a 4-pack? Probably. It's good. Would I go wait online for this? No, I would not. And I know that's going to hurt James's feeling because he thinks this is like the greatest stout of all time, or one of the greatest stouts. It's very good. You know, where does it stand amongst all the other stouts that I've reviewed on this channel? It's respectable. It's got good flavor. It has an interesting flavor profile. You know, and it's something that definitely, if I saw it out in the wild, you know, I would pick up and I would drink in a restaurant if it were on tap. You know, is it one that I'm going to cellar for 3 years to check out? Probably not. But it's definitely one that's worth checking out. So if you live on Long Island, I would check out, well, I would check out 2 things. I would check out the base, and then I would check out the salted caramel. And they also have one with banana in it, which I have not reviewed for the channel because, quite frankly, every time it comes into the house, we drink it. So it's just, which is why it's probably my favorite of the group of Morticia stouts that I've tried. But again, this is a solid beer, definitely worth picking up. And actually, if you are on Long Island, if you're near Barrier Brewing Company, I would definitely pick up, you know, at least one of each of the Morticia variants, including the base. Anyway, folks, I hope you enjoyed the review. If you've had anything by Barrier, I'd love to hear your comments down below. If you had Morticia, if you disagree with this review, love your comments down below. Hit that like button, subscribe, join in. I will get back to you as quick as I can on the comments. I'm gonna sit back and enjoy the rest of this tonight. Cheers.